Hey, hey, Sagittarius. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring to you your 2025 yearly reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Sag, cozy on up, grab your favorite beverage, grab a pen and paper because we are about to get deep. We're going to look at your monthly forecast, starting off here with the overall theme and energies for you for 2025. You have breakthrough. This is a breakthrough year. Discoveries, victory, advancement, epiphanies, realizations, and many moments of truth. Especially if you feel like you've been living in a cave, right? Because you see the cave here is now illuminated, and some of you, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is finally things coming to light, illumination, truth. So this is going to be a big year for you. Many breakthroughs, Sag. So let's dive in. January 2025, you have education. Now this could be skills, right? Learning new skills, learning ways to become healthier, body, mind, and soul. So this is a really big month when it comes to training or learning, possibly putting yourself on a new path. And that's what we all tend to do in January. We want a fresh start. So you're taking some knowledge that you've learned, and I feel like you're applying it to your real world. This is also about education. So for some of you, you could be contemplating learning a new skill, taking a certified class, going back to school. There could be some sort of training here. Some of you may be writing a book. There could be contractual agreements coming in for you in the month of January. So knowledge, teaching, online courses, studying, and books. This could be a really good month where you hunker down with a real good book that inspires you and it motivates you. So let's see what this education card is all about. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, back to back new beginnings. Yeah, this is definitely a month where you're putting down some burdens. If things have become too heavy in 2024, if you've taken on a lot of responsibilities, if you felt overwhelmed, if you were burnt out, basically, the 10 of Wands can be a burnt out energy. I feel like this is the month where you seek help, and that education card can be resources, seeking help by finding balance in the body, the mind, and the soul. So maybe starting a new exercise regime. This can be starting, a practice that brings about more mindfulness or meditation or breath work. There could even be something you're learning that is going to put you on a path towards letting go of the old and embracing the new. But it is going to require you, Sagittarius, to get honest with yourself. If you've been in denial about something, this is the month where you're not going to keep being in denial. There's a truth coming out within yourself. And the truth is that you want the start of a new year, the start of a new life. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles is the year. So it's beautiful that it's showing up right off the bat because you're ready to lay down some heavy burdens. Now, some of you, you're preparing to get into better physical health. You are preparing to make big changes around, your career or even your home life. This has to do with the physical, the tangible, the material world. So I definitely see some big changes that you're implementing. Now, you're setting the groundwork for your entire year here, Sagittarius. So whatever burdens you've been carrying, it's time to shed. It's time to release. Some of you may be shedding or releasing weight as well with this, the heaviness on the back. If you've had some sort of surgery or if there's been issues around the back, perhaps the resources here or the education could be doing your homework and looking into maybe a good chiropractor near you. This could be, signing up for a gym membership or, taking a class that's going to help you better your life in some way. So I like where you're starting starting in January. Let's look at February 2025. We have adventure. Some of you could be planning some travel at the beginning of the year, and this is the card of exciting times ahead. So you could certainly be traveling here, planning or booking travel plans for maybe later on in the year, but this is about a spiritual quest. Some of you world travel, or you could be traveling across the continent that you're on. I feel like there's excursions showing up here. So Sagittarius, this is your adventurous side coming out to play in the month of February. Let's clarify. Spirit, what are these exciting times ahead here showing up? Page of Wands. So definitely a lot of excitement here. Travel with the Two of Wands. Look at all this wand energy and massive metamorphosis. Is someone moving? You could be moving. Maybe that's part of the agreements, contractual agreements or offers coming in. You may be contemplating moving or relocating to a new place, a new land. There's definitely new opportunities coming in, and these look quite exciting, but you may have a choice to make, and the choice is a new path ahead. Now, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is possibly a message about your career or your project or even your course of study. This is what you are curious about. You're the student showing up here with childlike enthusiasm. It almost feels like you're very, very giddy. You're giddy with excitement about some sort of new path that's being opened up to you. The Two of Wands is exploration, and your inner compass is guiding you to move forward, to progress. And I feel like the universe is giving you subtle signs. Well, not just subtle. Some of these signs are big and they're in your face. But you have the Metamorphosis card. This is a bonus major arcana, card 24 in this deck. So this is all about cosmic connection. It's renewal and rebirth. There's a big message around this as well, because it talks about inner wonder and not refusing the path, because sometimes we do out of fear. We say, maybe I just will stay on the path that, I'm supposed to go on. But I feel like you want to spread your wings, and you're like, well, wait a second. Why do I want to continue doing what I've always done? Because then I'm going to get the same results as I've been getting. So to me, this looks like you're heading in a brand new direction. And what's interesting is you're going to see a lot of signs and symbols in the month of February. Now, for example, you see that guy has his arms spread, right? Spread eagle, spread wide. This path, the Two of Wands, you see that it looks like the arms being spread. There's two different paths there as well. And then we see the metamorphosis. There is also the spreading of the wings. So we're seeing that energy multiplied. It almost feels like times 3. So maybe some of you, the 3rd, the 13th, or the 23rd could be significant for you. So those are dates that are coming up that look quite big. Maybe that's a really great time to book a trip or to travel, or maybe you're traveling between those dates. So we're going to look at highlighted months for you throughout 2025, and I feel like February is a big month. Now let's look at March. You have authenticity, and I'm hearing the Dr. Seuss quote, there is no you that is truer than you, truer than true. It feels like it's a little bit of a tongue twister, but I feel like there's something about you are unique. And as I always say, this is like you being that wild flower in a bed of roses, right? You are standing out in the month of March. Your unique vision is standing out. This is your inner truth, feeling comfortable in your own skin. You're the real deal here, Sag. You're someone who's honest, someone who's ethical, someone who's very genuine. People are drawn to and attracted to your energy. So even if you are doing the same thing, right? You're all flowers here. Your energy is attracting a different type of bee, because the nectar that you're giving off here, it feels sweeter. It feels like it's vibrating at a higher level. Maybe instead of a bee, you're calling in a hummingbird, right? And I feel like there is this this part of you that's really standing out, like your skills, your gifts, your talents, some sort of vision that you have is going to set you apart in the month of March. Spirit, what do we have here for Sagittarius? March. What is setting Sag apart? 5 of Wands. There it is. I told you, in the midst of competition, birds of a feather flock together. You've heard that. You see all of the flamingos here. Everybody's flying. It seems like a hot mess. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. You know, a lot of competition here. This can be many people involved, adversity, and, you know, sometimes unnecessary drama or conflict or even criticism, but you're rising above. So in the month of March, if you're going for an offer, a job offer, or maybe a lot of people are flocking around a certain home, you're putting in an offer. There's something here about you being seen, you being recognized. And I see here the 10 of Wands again. The 10 of Wands is showing up in reverse. So this is good. It means that there's help. There is help here. There is, you know, an unburdening. And I feel like you're letting go of something quite profound. You're letting go of maybe an expectation. You're letting go of fears, criticism, judgments. You're letting go of, you know, the group think of the chaos, like all the chaos there. And it feels like you're just kind of stepping out of it and you're saying, you know, this or something better. And I say that often because if you're going for a home that you really want, right? Or if you're going for that job that you really want, or, you know, that relationship, you have your sight set on it. And you're hoping that that is a vibrational match for what it is that you truly want, but sometimes you can't always see behind the scenes. You have to trust. But that's why it's important to give the universe some breathing work and say this or something better. If this is a vibrational match and this is what I want, right? But I'm also open to knowing that if there's something better for me, if I'm going to be happier elsewhere, if I'm going to stand out and shine my light in a new area or in a new relationship, then I trust the process. That's what you're telling me here. You're letting go of any preconceived notions or any group think or drama. And I feel like you are, you know, you're detaching from the outcome, and that actually sets you apart. So this is beautiful. Your light is definitely shining through, and you're learning some valuable things about your authenticity and individuality here in the month of March. So let's dive into quarter 2, April, May, and June. I told you signs and symbols, and I didn't even see this card out here yet. You're seeing a lot of synchronicities through, could be feathers. We just seen the birds of a feather. And if they're not flocking together, I feel like you're exiting and you're going to go to, you know, a space that feels like there's more of a tribe, because birds, you know, they mate for life. There's something here about coming together with the right group, the right community, the right partnerships. And I do see here that Spirit is showing you signs, messages, whether it's through communication, through your meditations. This can be through coins, numbers, songs on the radio. It can be something you see on a billboard. It can be on a sign. It can be through your dreams. It can be through animals or feathers, or just being able to connect the dots, numerology even. And I feel like you are highly aware, or you are becoming more aware of the information that is coming your way from the universe. This is beautiful, because when that shows up, which there's another bird, okay, Sagittarius, you and birds, you have some sort of a connection here. We have Belina the hen, the Queen of Wands. Seeing these signs and symbols are going to help you feel more confident in making choices that are healthier, that are more rich and rewarding spiritually and emotionally. Queen of Wands is magical, and she's bringing in with her the Wheel of Fortune. This may have to do with, you know, your finances, your luck, your fate, your destiny. And the Queen of Wands, she's magnetic. She's very beautiful as well, beautiful inside and out. She's creative, she's artsy, she's witty. Some of you could be attracting this into your life. This could be a characteristic that you are embracing within yourself, but I definitely see a turn of the wheel. So this also looks to be a very favorable month for you. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is a massive turning point because life tends to renew itself, right? There's a renewal of life, just like seasons. We have the seasons of life. We roll into, springtime, everything awakens. And I feel like that's what's happening here for you as well. April, everything is kind of waking up. And I feel like there is a renewal showing up. And actually, you're not going to believe this. Look at all the signs and synchronicities already in your reading. Right at the top of the Wheel of Fortune, and Spirit is alerting this, there's like a bird. There's a hen. It looks like a bird or a chicken or maybe a phoenix. Maybe it's a chicken. But it's about you trusting your inner compass and feeling confident moving forward because there's something big coming in for you. Ooh, this is fun. This is definitely a new journey that you are on. This could be one of those breakthrough months. Let's look at May. May 2025 may be all about family for you, ancestral healing. You could have a breakthrough when it comes to maybe some childhood conditioning, childhood trauma, or even beliefs that were instilled in you since childhood. You may be looking at attachment styles. Some of you have gone to therapy. I feel like there could even be family introduced into your life, Sagittarius. Maybe there's a member coming in with the little feet. For others of you, this is about an inheritance. It's about leaving behind a legacy. This is my 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups kind of blended into one here. So this could be the ultimate blessing for you. For those of you that have felt very alienated or you feel like you haven't had a lot of support or a good soul tribe, this could be a month where, you're meeting people who they may or may not be blood related, but they could become like your family. What do we have here for family, please? We have the 7 of Cups, the Fool. Okay, definitely childlike energy. There's going to be some beautiful emotions that come up, but I also feel like someone could be lacking or losing some sleep, and it may be because you're up laughing into all hours of the night, especially if there's a birthday or a celebration. Maybe there's a newborn coming in here, maybe grandma or grandpa, or if you become a parent, of course you can lose some sleep, but I see it being a very busy energy. I see the 7 of Cups, the Fool. There's a brand new beginning here. New people entering. This is a time of playfulness, children or childlike energies. 8 of Wands, travel, relocating. You could have family coming in from out of town to stay with you. Maybe they have children. Excuse me. Someone new could be coming into the neighborhood, and I feel like you connect, and there's a sense of playfulness here. Now, the 7 of Cups is about exploration, exploring your choices, exploring some new options here, and trying out some new paths with this 8 of Wands. So I definitely feel like this is part of that new beginning, and it could affect your whole family. Maybe this has to do with your work, or it has to do with, any area, but it's going to affect your family. And I feel for the better because you see all the gems. The 7 of Cups is represented here by the gnome ornaments collection. And so when there's a collection here, there's a lot of beautiful ornaments that you can work with. But most importantly, I see the pearl, and the pearl is formed under pressure and in darkness, but it feels like there's some sort of sweet results, patience paying off here for you that leads to a brand new beginning. So maybe your family is relocating or your family is traveling this month. All right, let's look at June. We have Animal Kingdom. Someone could be getting a new animal, perhaps, you are really bonding and connecting with your animals. Typically when this comes up, I feel like there may be some sort of healing. It could be a month where an animal presence is very significant. Maybe a loved pet had crossed over, or again, an introduction to a new animal. But a lot of times this is about support. It's about companionship. You may be an animal lover, Sagittarius, and maybe you have a few yourself. This is also about emotional support. So companion animals. Some of you could be like riding horses. You could be connecting with pets through your work, through your field of study. You may even be dog sitting, or you may visit a friend and you notice that the cats are, right up in your space, and there's just a really strong bond between you and animals, or you in nature. This month you could be seeing, an owl, or hearing an owl. There's something with owls. Okay, well, there's the wings, there's the birds. Pay attention to the winged creatures this year, because you're getting a lot of those feathered or winged creatures. That could also be a sign from a loved one or a pet in spirit. Okay. So let's see. What does this mean? Unconditional love, companionship. What does this mean for Sagittarius? 7 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. I love this. So definitely a button bright here. Page of Cups. This is a new emotional experience that opens you up to love. This is really feeling that companionship. So I feel like this could be either a new child is introduced to, a pet, or something new is coming in here that has to do with animals. It has to do with companionship. You have the 7 of Pentacles. You've been reassessing. Maybe some of you have been thinking about, getting a new pet, or maybe you've been with your pet for quite some time. I'm getting 12. So maybe some of you have a 12-year-old pet. Maybe you're taking, and look at the cats. We have 2 white cats there. Some of you may be deciding to get a partner or get a friend for a pet here. Maybe a child of yours wants a pet. This is coming in strong this month. So if some of you are like, Mel, I'm not a pet person. I don't know about this month. Maybe we'll just skip over it. It could be, again, that the animal kingdom is calling out to you. So in the great outdoors, you could be getting signs and symbols, which we talk about here in April. You could be getting signs and symbols from loved ones in spirit, including your ancestors, those that have crossed over, pets and animals. So just be open to the messages that are coming through from the animal kingdom. All right, quarter 3. We have July, August, and September. So it does look like the first quarter of 2025 is very resourceful, very maybe logical, information, factual, but also about you shining your true self out into the world, no holding back. And then I see the third quarter here for you is very, action oriented. You have a lot of talent that is being put out there on the forefront. Now in the month here of July, you have action, very busy. Now, as we are knee deep in the dog days of summer, for those of you in the northern hemisphere, this can be a really big month where maybe there's marriage, weddings, graduations, festivals, concerts. There's a lot happening here on top of your everyday work and responsibilities. So I do feel like this is going to be a very, very action-packed month for you. You're going to be on the go a lot. Make sure you are not running yourself bone dry, or spreading yourself too thin, or even burning the candle at both ends. So Sagittarius, slow down a bit if you can. Take care of yourself. But the saying, give a task to a busy person because they'll get it done. I feel like people may take advantage of that. You may have to work on your boundaries, because you could have a lot going on, but try not to overcommit yourself, because you could be left feeling burnt out or exhausted. And I want you to enjoy your July, enjoy your summertime months. Or for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, maybe you're traveling, or you are, you're feeling like you could use a little more hustle here. Let's take a look. Spirit, what's going on in the month of July for Sagittarius? What do we have in July for Sag, please? Whoa, okay. Oh, look at that beauty. 10 of Cups. I told you there's a lot happening here. 10 of Cups is the ultimate blessing. There could be some sort of family event as well. I do get something around, again, a graduation or a marriage, or you and your family are traveling. The 10 of Cups is the ultimate blessing. It's marriage. It is community. There's a lot going on in the community here. Your presence could be required and needed. You may be loving your work, loving what you're doing at work. This is a sense of togetherness. And I do feel like there's going to be possibly a tad bit of over like crossing into boundaries or lines. So make sure that, you know, your family or your community, like everybody's on the same page. And if they're not, try to work on positive communication or positive feedback or constructive criticism here. But I do see with the Knight of Wands, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of, enthusiasm. Again, another card of action. So this is the adventurer. This is the knight that's spontaneous. He's a risk taker. So some of you could be taking a risk this month. And I'm even getting like risky activities such as, skydiving or, whitewater rafting. It feels like someone is doing something that exhilarates them. Maybe you're going to an amusement park this month and, the rides, you're feeling that G-force. So allow yourself to have some fun, let your hair down, and enjoy the energy that the Knight of Wands is bringing in for you. All right, August, we are settling into maybe a new belief system. This can be self-talk. This is about reprogramming. Some of you, you're connecting to a higher version of yourself this month. Let's see why. Wise belief system coming in the month of August. Oh, does this have to do with love? Yes, it does. Look at that, Queen of Cups. There's something about the heart opening up, the heart loving, focusing on something that brings your heart happiness here. I feel for some of you, this could be love. Now, if you're single, Sagittarius, this could be a really beautiful month for love. Page of Swords, try not to contemplate, complicate, but maybe some of you are contemplating a little too much. But try not to complicate your emotions because your head gets in the way. All right, there's a message here for you. That's why belief systems is coming in. Because I almost feel like you've been, this is a strong word, but I mean, it works sometimes with the belief system. Brainwashed is the word that I'm getting. We can become brainwashed by the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is our belief systems, right? Belief systems based on maybe our upbringings, brainwashed by what we saw in our families, in our school systems, in our, educational systems, religion, church, governing agencies. It can be, anything that has taught us or conditioned us to believe a certain way. And it just feels like you are not allowing anyone or anything to brainwash you. At least that's what you're telling yourself, because you see the Page of Swords, which is a fresh energy, but here you are, the Queen of Cups, male or female. The Queen of Cups fosters genuine connections. She's a lover. She is someone who is very compassionate, very nurturing, very intuitive. She could even be in the caring or healing profession. Maybe she's a tarot reader, a nurse, a Reiki practitioner, a massage therapist, or she just is a caregiver. She could be a mother. She may take care of others. She may have taken care of family when they were ill or when they were sick. But the Page of Swords is trying to come in and maybe wreak some havoc. So this could be that brainwashed energy. Don't let yourself get brainwashed. I feel like you're not gonna, but it could try to tempt you, because that Page of Swords is the Griffin. And sometimes that Griffin, again, another winged creature, sometimes the Griffin is loud And sometimes they feel like they're loud and proud, but really they're just kind of coming in because they've been brainwashed and they're trying to brainwash others. Yeah, you're not having that here. Spirit, can we get one more? What is this all about? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. It may have to do with a divine feminine in your life, potentially a mother. Oh, as I say mother, we have the Empress. Okay. It may have to do with like mother-daughter. It may have to do with a divine mothering figure in your life in reverse. Maybe this is a female in your life who's like a helicopter, right? Hovering over, smothering you, very materialistic, maybe very ostentatious. You see that she's wearing all these jewels and she has that white mask on her face. She may really enjoy things. She can be very flashy, materialistic, or even bad with money, right? And the Empress is showing up. This could be someone that you had to parent when maybe they should have parented you, or someone who could be older than you, but they're not as wise or mature as you. Okay. And I feel like that's part of, not letting that energy, even if this person is no longer in your life, not letting that belief, right? Maybe it's something they said, or it's a story that you told yourself, but she's showing up in reverse. That's not cool, right? That's not a good vibe for the Queen of Pentacles, because she can become, again, like that helicopter parent, or she can smother you. Sometimes she tries to buy her way, into things. And I feel like you're over here wanting to foster genuine connection. And sometimes that griffin, that voice, whether it's her voice or it's the voice of something of the past, right? I feel like you're standing in your Empress energy here. All right, let's take a look at September. What do we have here for September? We have your creativity is lit, is on fire. This could be one of your most creative months. You could be writing. You could be, putting out online classes, maybe taking something new, a new skill, or focusing on your meditation or your yoga, whatever you define creativity as for you, Sagittarius, this is what inspires you. I mean, it could be building vehicle engines, right? Whatever inspires you. I feel like there's a lot of that going on. Some of you, travel inspires you. It could be something you are inventing or creating. Maybe you're making something with your hands, some sort of jewelry or, keychains. This can be talent. This can be the artist within you is really awakening. And I feel like you have a lot of genius ideas. Do not let your genius ideas, pass you by, because they could really be quite beneficial for you in many different areas, not just financially, but this could be good for your soul, good for your health as well. And as I say that, we have the Three of Swords. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. We have the Emperor showing up here and the Ten of Wands again. Some of you, the reason why I'm seeing so many tens, this specific one, the Ten of Wands, is because there's a lesson that you're learning. The lesson that you're learning is, I'm not going to break my back because I am carrying the burdens of so much. You're finding solutions this year. You're finding ways to work through the heaviness, right? This is advancement. Yeah, you're finding ways to advance and really stepping into that Emperor. So now we're seeing the Emperor and the Empress in your reading. This could be a divine counterpart. For others of you, it's really being able to balance out and step into that powerful divine masculine and feminine within. Some of you, this has to do with something on your heart. Like I said, something on your heart, but for whatever reason, you weren't able to focus on it because you had some other burdens or responsibilities that you had to tend to. This is the month for you to take action. This is the month for you to say, all right, no more excuses. This could be one of those breakthrough months that we see as your overall theme, Sagittarius, where you're getting creative. You are rising to the top. This could be you no longer breaking your own heart. Okay. For those of you that maybe at times self-sabotage, or it just feels like you weren't able to apply your efforts or energy towards something that you really felt passionate about. This is the month that there's a turnaround. You're saying, I'm not going to break my own heart. I am going to move forward. I am going to release these heavy burdens, and I'm going to put some things to rest. So this is a big month. And if you can see, that light just got really, really bright for you. So I would say that this is probably a very powerful breakthrough month for you as well. And that was September. Now, September also, we're shifting into the autumn equinox, and there's a very busy energy. So some of you, yes, you may have responsibilities coming in, but I feel like you're being guided to not put something you love on the back burner, or you're being guided to take baby steps, even if there are other things that come up for you this month. Don't completely push that aside, because I feel like you're meant to really rise up in your talents and your skills. Final quarter of 2025, October, November, and December, we have spiritual toolbox for you in the month of October. This is all about you whipping out those spiritual tools that you have acquired. For some of you, you've learned how to be mindful, how to become aware, how to tap into your intuition, how to work with oracle cards, tarot cards. You've learned how to possibly use a pendulum, or you've worked with crystals. You're really tapping into the magical, I'm getting spells as well, magical spells. So to me, spelling, right? The word spelling is spells. It's casting out intentions by writing them down. So some of you, this has to do with journaling. It may have to do with, a diary, or, you writing a bucket list. There's something around journaling, writing. Some of you could be getting into automatic writing, or you may even see that your intuition is spot on, that if you are tapping into that spiritual side, which of course we all have, it's built in, right? But I feel like you're tapping into it a little bit more in the month of October. Maybe you love Halloween as well. You may love the festivities. You may love the energy around it, or dressing up, or the whole witchy magic vibes. But let's take a look here. Spirit, why is spiritual toolbox showing up here in the month of October? Well, look what we have here. We have the witch. We have the witch, which is a bonus card in this deck. One of my favorites. It's card 25. This is about magic. It is about spells. It is about gifts. So I definitely feel like you're having fun this month. You're having fun with the powerful force that you are. You're being guided to shine that inner light. Some of you doubted your skills, or maybe even seeked validation from others, okay? Maybe you've seeked validation through others, maybe about your parenting, perhaps ever since you were a child, because we have the Page of Cups showing up here. It is crucial to believe in your skills, to believe in your abilities, and stay true to yourself. There's a childhood dream of yours. There's a pinky promise that you've made to yourself, and possibly even, again, a childhood dream that is being recognized, that wants to be birthed within you. And I feel like you're remembering how powerful and how magical you are. And there's a sense of childlike wonder, childlike awe that is showing up in the month of October. So this is a beautiful month, especially around your spiritual gifts, your magic, your powers, your gifts. I mean, I'm loving this. All right, Sag season, November 23rd, right? You have new life. So you are kicking off, the start of Sagittarian season with, some brand new energies, some big transformations, some big changes. Beautiful. Because a lot of times around our birthday, we start to analyze, what we've gone through in the prior year and what we've accomplished and areas that could use improvement. And I feel like a lot of you around your birthday, There's an internal shift. And I just heard someone say 50, like someone could be turning 50 this year. So happy birthday, happy early birthday. But I feel like, or maybe you're listening to this now because these readings are actually coming out in Sagittarian season. So maybe you're just turning 50. If that's you, happy birthday. But this is about a new journey ahead. And I feel like you're going to be in a different energy, a different frequency next year at this time than you are now. If you've been doing the same old, I just feel like there's massive change, massive shifts coming in. What is this all about here for Sagittarius? What do we have for Sag? New life, the empath, the Hierophant. Look at those two major arcanas. This is new commitments. You're committing yourself to a new path here in 2025. That's why it's going to look different. This is a path that this aligns with your spiritual purpose. This is something you are meant to explore. It could be you're on a new path in your career. Perhaps you've done a complete 180. For others of you, you could be in a new relationship. You could be feeling better health-wise. You have the empath here, which is another major arcana. That's a bonus card in this deck. So you just got two of the bonus cards. You got the witch and the empath. This is compassion. This is understanding. This is also a lot of really beautiful emotions that you haven't felt for quite some time. A lot of times we focus on some of the main emotions, right? Sadness, happiness, anger. And I feel like you got a whole wide variety here. So you have that childlike enthusiasm. You have, the excitement around, getting excited about something again. You got that giddy feeling. To me, it feels like you're committing to a new path, and it's opening you up to that wonder and that awe. You see that cute little sheep that's sitting below, and you're feeling more compassionate and kind to yourself. There's a message here about prioritizing your emotional well-being this year. Prioritizing, how things make you feel, and heading into a healthy, balanced state of mind and emotional balance. That's part of this cycle that you've been evolving into. And I just feel like you're so proud of yourself. Spirit, can we get one more card with a new life? We see some new commitments. We definitely see you prioritizing your emotional well-being. We have the Magician and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's your heart opening. Okay, there's you taking action towards, your heart's desires. And we have here the Magician. You are the alchemist. You are creating a life that you really love, a life that instills magic and joy and wonder and awe. You are the ultimate alchemist. So whatever it is that you are setting your sight to, I feel like it's growing. Some of you are really wonderful manifestors. It's interesting. I just listened to a clip that Jim Carrey was talking about him being such a great manifester. He's like, yeah, I wrote this, $1 million checkout, or I think it was $10 million checkout to myself. And 6 months later, I had gotten a role for, I think it was like an $8 million check, but he got the role for $10 million. And then he just kept talking about the different things that he's manifested, and how he manifested this bike, and he won it in a drawing when he was young, and he didn't even enter the drawing. The friend did. So I feel like you're seeing that when your belief system shifts, which that's what you're doing this year, you're shifting a deep, heavily rooted belief system, and you're cracking the code. That's what I see, is like you're cracking the code, and you're going to see that your magician abilities, you've had them all along, but it was really reflected and rooted into a belief system. And sometimes we're not even aware. Why? Because those beliefs are rooted from a very early age, and we're not consciously aware of them. But I feel like that may be something you've been focused on, or you are working on reprogramming right here, right now. Last month of the year, December 2025, you have R&R, beautiful. For some of you, this is a month of time out, a month of maybe spiritual travel. It can be recovery, healing. This is finding relaxation and spending time with your tribe, your friends, your family, and just feeling at peace, right? It is the month of peace with with the holiday season. So I definitely feel like you are proud of your accomplishments. You're proud of everything that you've learned. And I feel like this year for you, it feels more successful on a spiritual, personal level. Not saying that there's not going to be success for you in the physical world, but it feels like you feel more complete spiritually or more aligned spiritually. And when you feel aligned spiritually, then you see everything in your outer world is abundant as well. But when it comes from a place of internalizing, like something in here, that's true happiness. That's that 10 of Cups. Spirit, please tell me about the R&R showing up for Sag at the end of the year. Oh, look at that. The Magician again. You have the Moon. There's the subconscious being brought to your awareness. We just talked about that here. So the Moon is, things that may have been hidden from view have come up throughout 2025 for you to really evaluate, for you to become that alchemist and say, wait a second, I am the magician, but what are the beliefs that are contributing to the manifestation of things that maybe I don't love? Maybe they're based on fear. Maybe they're based on old lies, maybe based on brainwashing of old conditioning. And therefore, once you recognize that power and that magic within you, remember Dorothy, the witch coming up for you? She has that power all along. She's been really kind of wearing those ruby red slippers all along, and she didn't need any, how do I put that? Like, she had it within her, but she had to go on that journey, the yellow brick road, to remember her courage and her strength and her heart, hence her friends, right? Bringing about those characteristics within herself. So it feels like you've had to go through a journey, which we all do, the fool's journey. We have to walk on that yellow brick road. Doesn't matter what path we take. Remember when she comes up to the juncture and she's like, which path do we take? Do we go left? Do we go right? Do we go forward? It doesn't matter what path you take in life, right? The message is that you're taking the path, that you're moving forward and you're not staying stuck in one spot. Because when we get stuck, right? When we get stuck, that's when we feel uncomfortable. That's when we start to feel that longing, that awakening, that pull. That's when our intuition comes knocking and it says, all right, you have the brains, you have the courage, you have the heart, you have all the resources and the tools that you need to make a choice. Doesn't matter what choice, as long as you're not sitting back and doing nothing. I mean, even that can be a choice. But your final outcome is the 10 of Pentacles. Your final outcome is, legacy and completion. I mean, this is most people's dream. 10 of Pentacles is financial security, abundance, long-term goals, inheritance. So I definitely feel like you've made a lot of progress. I've seen both the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pence in your reading here, Sag. So this is commitments and marriage and legacy, long-term growth, and you have cracked the code here. You've definitely seen something deep within your subconscious that was buried for possibly quite some time. That may be one of your biggest breakthroughs in 2025. And I love that phrase. I keep hearing that, cracking the code, cracking the code. So that magician, if anybody can crack the code, it's him. And once you do, 10 of Pentacles, look out, because there is your Emerald City. That's the whole path. That's where you were trying to go, right? That's where Dorothy and her friends wanted to go, because that's where they thought they could get the heart and they could get the courage. But what they didn't realize is they had it within them all along. But in order to realize that, they had to go through that journey. And that's what you're realizing. Sag, that is what I have for you. I'm loving this reading. I hope you do too. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and comment if you want. And thank you again for tuning in. Lots of love.